After finishing my latest video on a huge preview of Season 18, I thought, wouldn't it be a good idea if we do a huge preview on Lightfall so far? Because we actually have a lot to go into about Lightfall, everything we know about it, what the expansion will look like in terms of the plot, the activities, if we're getting another Darkness subclass, and a lot of other stuff. So, in this video, we're going to do a huge preview into Destiny 2 Lightfall that will be arriving in 2023. Hope you guys do enjoy, and let's get right into it. Let's talk about its release date. Due to the Witch Queen delay, we could see Lightfall release anytime from February 2023 to the spring of 2023. Season 17 goes to late August, Season 18, if we're going to keep up with the same pace of 3 to 4 months, would go to mid to late November, and Season 19 would go to February, or if it's delayed, could go into a later month of that year. Lightfall could be very similar to the price of Witch Queen at $40, which was the standard edition of Witch Queen. We could see a smaller DLC like the Bungie 30th anniversary being revealed, like another type DLC once Lightfall is revealed, that we could actually get, and then that will be added into a somewhat bundle pack with Lightfall, and that could reach up to $100, because you would probably bet that having Witch Queen and the anniversary at like a huge bundle of $100 that really helped Bungie, and probably a lot of Guardians probably bought the Bungie 30th anniversary with Witch Queen, so they would probably do maybe something similar, betting if they want to have like another type anniversary pack, but only if Lightfall is delayed, because remember that was a 6-month season of the Lost. That's why they did that. One of the reasons they did that, and of course for bringing back Galahorn, but who knows if they're going to bring another smaller DLC right before Lightfall again like that, depending if Lightfall is delayed. Lightfall will have Season 20 coming along with it at release, being $10 exactly, having a new seasonal story with a new Season Pass, 2 new exotics, one in the Season Pass, and another one in a mission type quest like we got with Vox Obscura, and then we of course got that with Season of the Risen. We will have a smaller, similar narrative story if we follow along what Season of the Haunt and Season of the Risen had, with the major events of the expansion that launched along with it, which would be, of course, Witch Queen, and Season of the Risen, it would be Season 20 and Lightfall. Bungie has been pointed out, or has told us, that they have been working on a legendary campaign for the Lightfall expansion after the great success of what the Witch Queen had with it. Expect the easier and a more harder mode for the Lightfall campaign, and you would probably expect that they might do it for Final Shape as well, because it was a real big success for Guardians to have that type of challenge in a campaign, and you would probably expect around 8 to 9 to maybe even 10 missions at least for the Lightfall campaign, because of course having a really standout campaign like that really was a huge success for Bungie, and hopefully they can keep going along with that for the Lightfall and the Final Shape expansion. With other expansions, Lightfall could have a whole new location for our Guardians to explore in. Savathun's Throne Road was a great destination that brought many new secrets, brought new activities like the Vow of the Disciple raid, strikes, a Crucible map which wasn't until Season 17, but you get the point, new missions, and Wellspring. The Pyramid Mothership has been speculated to a location we will get in Lightfall, but only time will tell until we get the reveal for Lightfall that will reveal if the new expansion will get a location or not. Lightfall will have a new raid. That's a guaranteed point at this point. I don't think they're going to be like, there's not going to be a raid. Definitely think there's going to be a raid this time around. And we can scale it from 4 to 6 encounters, which will feature new bosses, new weapons, challenges, and a brand new raid exotic. And we could also expect Lightfall to come with 1 to 3 strikes in its expansion, depending on a new location, and then 6 match-made activity, and a new dungeon arriving with Lightfall could also happen, as we are already getting 2 dungeons this year with Season 17 and Season 19. We could, of course, get a dungeon with Lightfall, because I know a lot of people didn't really like Wellspring with Witch Queen. That I've went and talked to a lot of people about that, so I could definitely expect, if they were looking at the feedback like that they could just bring a dungeon and then not bring that. I would definitely love a dungeon than a Wellspring activity, but who knows until, of course, the next expansion is revealed. With Witch Queen bringing a new weapon archetype known as the Glaive, and Lightfall, in my opinion, may not bring a new weapon archetype, but could have many more glaives than what Witch Queen had, and giving new perks and exotics to our arsenal. With Forsaken, of course, we saw bows be a archetype that was added, and we saw a lot of bows in Forsaken, but I think that we were being in like another Shadowkeep, where Shadowkeep, of course, increased a lot of the bows usage in the game, and of course made exotic bows and all that. I could see that Lightfall would just add more glaives, more perks, new exotics, and I don't think they're going to make a whole new other archetype just to lay out, glaives from everyone's inventory after they just put it in the game. So I feel like an archetype, a new one, will not happen in Lightfall. Bungie teased a new subclass, new damage type, arriving sometime in the future after the Witch Queen reveal, and has many speculated that we're going to have, of course, 3 darkness subclasses by the time the Light and Dark Saga is over in the final shape. Therefore, we could see a new darkness subclass and damage type in Lightfall and in the final shape. Poison has been a very popular subclass in terms of a new damage type / subclass for Lightfall. I do see Bungie coming with corruption / poison in Destiny 2 Lightfall, and then some other type of subclass in final shape. Many new exotics and armor, and of course that exotic armor will be from Lost Sectors as well as a legendary campaign in Lightfall. With Witch Queen, weapon crafting was a new grind incentive that made you able to craft your own weapons with the perks you wanted, and was able to enhance those perks to create an even greater weapon. Lightfall could see a new grind incentive to our Guardian, and could have more changes to the weapon crafting incentive in the game, and help out, with that system. Of course, we saw a lot of changes going from Season of the Risen to Season of the Haunted in terms of the materials. You could see a lot of more changes happening to the weapon crafting table, and you could, of course, see a lot more weapons being able to craft it in another expansion. They would probably make almost every weapon in Lightfall that comes out probably able to grind and craft, hoping. But I know, like the dungeon we just got, none of the weapons you can craft. So hopefully in the future we can see a lot of the weapons we get in Lightfall able to be crafted. A location could be vaulted with Lightfall. I do believe that Nessus, EDZ, and the Dreaming City have all a chance to get vaulted with the next expansion. The Moon in Europa will not do, it's still being tied with an expansion. Shadowkeep could go free next year, similar to how Forsaken did, and then have the Moon be vaulted with the final shape, but only time will tell what location will be vaulted with this next expansion. Being speculated, we could see a new whole race with new sub-enemy types in that race for our Guardians to face, or just see bosses, disciples of the Witness, similar to Rogue in the campaign and in the raid. I do think more that we're gonna just see new bosses, with them being like entire new races, but only like one of them to fight. I don't expect an entire new race until final shape. But again, making a whole new race is a lot of work, and we said that for darkness subclasses at one time, and then that became a reality. So only time will tell if they're gonna make a new whole enemy race. Predictions for the story. We don't know everything about the story until later on, but we do know that the new major threat will be the Witness and the Dark Fleet finally coming in contact with the Traveler in the Last City. Here are some theories that people listed down on this website, which will be linked down below. The Black Fleet will arrive in the solar system, and darkness shall consume the EDZ and Nessus. A new subclass will be introduced, more on that below, to fight back against the darkness. This new race, the Luprians, will be introduced as, of course, a new race, perhaps only as various boss fight encounters for those wondering. The boss at the end of the Vow of Disciple raid, Disciple of the Witness, Roke, was a Luprian. Roke was also described as the first disciple. The Guardians will ultimately lose as the Witness lays waste to the Last City. Guardians in the Vanguard will be scattered across the system. At their weakest point, Zitho-Arath, the Hive God of War, will attack the remaining Guardians, seeking revenge for the death of his fellow Hive Gods, Oryx and Savathun. Savathun will be resurrected by the Traveler and show Zitho-Arath the truth, prompting a colossal fight back in the next expansion. In the final shape, the Guardians, Savathun's Hive Guardians, and the Lucent Brood, the Elixni, and Empress Kaido band together to vanquish the Witness once and for all, prompting a new golden age for all races. Cabal and Fallen could also get the light, similar to how the Traveler gifted Savathun and her Hive the light. Lightfall will further continue the Light and Dark Saga narrative story and help build to the conclusion in the 2024 slated expansion Destiny 2 Final Shape. I cannot wait for all that. That's a huge already preview into Lightfall, and I know it's still a while away, but again, we just finished the narrative story of 4th season The Haunted, and we're building up to a huge encounter of seeing the Witness and their disciples. I do see Callus coming back for Lightfall, as Callus is basically escaped, or well, I should say is dead, but his mind is now given to the Witness. We could see Callus return as a new disciple of the Witness and promptly see him as a new boss. And of course, Kaido might band together in Lightfall to face him. We could definitely see Xe'Thor with Savathun facing together in Lightfall. You know, she is like basically definitely going to come back and be resurrected. I don't think she's gone forever. I do believe she will come back and fight against Xe'Thor and help us against the Witness. And I could definitely see Aramis be brought back as a disciple for the Europa Pyramid, and then Aramis and of course Mithrax, who is the House of Light, you know, Kel would fight against together. So you got 3 disciples, Callus, Xe'Thor, and you got Aramis, and then you of course got Savathun, Kaido, and you got Mithrax all facing together in the big final shape. But I do believe these next 2 seasons will lead up to that, and we will also get a huge lead up from Lightfall to Destiny 2 the Final Shape as soon as that will be arriving in 2024. But again, who knows what the release date is for these 2 expansions, but I do really think they're not going to release the next expansion, Lightfall, in 2022, unfortunately. I feel like they wouldn't launch 2 expansions in 1 year, and a lot of people could believe me on that. So hopefully we'll get a reveal soon. I was hoping for some kind of teaser at Bungie Day, but we did not get one, or some kind of road to Lightfall, but we again didn't get one. We will probably get some kind of tease or reveal around from mid to late of season 18, and then after season 18 is concluded, we'll get the reveal Lightfall and a lot more into what the expansion is going to be about, and then that will be the final stretch home, guys, until Lightfall is finally in our hands. I can't wait to see what this expansion's all about. Hopefully you are hyped as well for this expansion. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, then please subscribe, as we're trying to get to 15,000. See you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.